Sebastopol, Sebastopol, is a city in Sonoma County, California, United States, approximately 52 miles north of San Francisco. The population was 7,379 at the 2010 census, but its businesses also serve surrounding rural portions of Sonoma County, a region known as West County, which has a population of up to 50,000 residents. It is about a 20-minute drive from the Pacific Ocean, between Santa Rosa and Bodega Bay, and is known for its liberal politics and small-town charm. It was once primarily a plum and apple-growing region. Wine grapes, however, are now predominant, and nearly all lands once used for orchards and vineyards. World-famous horticulturist Luther Burbank had gardens in this fertile region. The city hosts an annual Apple Blossom Festival and Gravenstein Apple Fair. History. The area's first known inhabitants were the native Coast Miwok and Pomo peoples. The town of Sebastopol formed in the 1850s with a U.S. post office and as a small trade center for the farmers of the surrounding agricultural region. As California's population swelled after the westward migration and the gold rush of the 1850s, more and more settlers drifted into the fertile California valleys north of San Francisco to try their hand at farming. There is some debate about how the name of Sebastopol came into being. At one time, 4 other California towns were also named Sebastopol. The town was originally called Pine Grove, and how the name change occurred is rumored to have something to do with the bar fight in the late 1850s. Which was linked to the long British siege of the seaport of Sebastopol during the Crimean War. The original name can be seen in the names of 2 of the longest-standing downtown businesses, Pine Grove Consignment Store, and the Pine Cone Restaurant. It is sometimes thought that the name of Sebastopol is the result of an error in the transliteration of Sebastopol. However, both the Greek letter beta and the Cyrillic have been historically romanized as B. In fact, even the eponymous city on the Crimean Peninsula was generally referred to in 19th-century English-language sources as Sebastopol. Sebastopol became known as the Gravenstein apple capital of the world. The apple industry brought a steady rural prosperity to the town. In 1890, the San Francisco and North Pacific Railroad connected Sebastopol to the national rail network. The town was incorporated in 1902 with schools, churches, hotels, canneries, mills, wineries, and an opera house to its credit. The 1906 earthquake reduced most of these early buildings to rubble, but as elsewhere in the county, the town was rebuilt. In the second half of the 20th century, the apple industry struggled to compete with other apple-producing regions and has gradually declined in economic significance. With greater personal mobility and the rise of larger shopping centers in other Sonoma County communities, many residents now often commute to work and shop in the neighboring towns of Rohnert Park or Santa Rosa. While Sebastopol maintains its small-town charm, it is often incorrectly claimed that Sebastopol was the last town in Northern California to have working railroad trains on Main Street. The tracks were actually removed in the late 1980s. Passenger service had ceased in the 1930s, and regular freight service ended in the late 1970s. This was documented by Annalee High School students in a 1979 video Our Train Down Main, a history of the Petaluma and Santa Rosa Railroad. The canneries and apple processing plant are gone from downtown, and vineyards and housing developments have replaced many apple orchards, reducing the demand for freight service. It is often also incorrectly stated that the tracks were removed in the 1990s when the downtown area was redesigned with 2 one-way streets to enhance traffic along Gravenstein Highway. Main Street and Petaluma Avenue were actually designated one-way streets in 1985 in a perhaps misguided attempt to deal with the town's perennial traffic problem. Today, the old train station is now the site of the Western County Museum. Notable people. Some famous residents of Sebastopol include J. Lately, rapper. Kitaro, Japanese New Age recording artist. Luther Burbank, horticulturist who established an 18-acre Gold Ridge environmental farm in the township in the late 19th century. Les Claypool, bassist, vocalist of the band Primus. Jerry Garcia and Mickey Hart of the Grateful Dead. Skylar Grant, actress of the 1985 adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. Nick Gravenites, singer, songwriter. Marquise Jackson, the Sebastopolian of the year 2014. Peter Krause, actor. Willard Libby, inventor of carbon dating, went to Annalee High School. Matt Nix, showrunner for Burn Notice. Johnny Otis, rhythm and blues pioneer. Justin Raimondo, author. Francine Rivers, novelist. Mario Savio, freedom activist. Charles M. Schultz, cartoonist and creator of Peanuts. Smoothie, rapper. Karen Valentine, actress of the television show Room 222. Obie Scott Wade, screenwriter and creator of Shadow. Tom Waits, singer, songwriter, musician. Kate Wolf, singer, songwriter. Maxwell Chambara, professional soccer player at Masvingo United FC. Geography. Sebastopol's elevation is 65 to 250 feet above sea level. Its downtown is at the intersection of State Route 12 and State Route 116, approximately 9 miles west of U.S. Route 101. Sebastopol is situated on the edge of the Laguna de Santa Rosa, which is fed by Santa Rosa Creek and other tributaries, including 3 minor tributaries within the city limits: Zimpher Creek, called a Creek, and Witter Creek. The laguna is a wetland area that is home to many species of wildlife and vegetation, and divides the town from the neighboring Santa Rosa. Nearly every winter the laguna floods, cutting off State Route 12, and often flooding the low-lying businesses and homes on the eastern side of Sebastopol. The Pitcairn marsh lily and white sedge are 2 rare species of plants that are found in the vicinity of Sebastopol. The town currently sits atop several sites of Pomo Indian villages, and arrowheads are found in gopher holes with some frequency in the less disturbed areas of town bordering the floodplain. The city has a total area of 1.9 square miles, all land. Demographics. 2010. The 2010 United States Census reported that Sebastopol had a population of 7,379. The population density was 3,982.4 people per square mile. The racial makeup of Sebastopol was 6,509 white, 72 African American, 60 Native American, 120 Asian, 19 Pacific Islander, 298 from other races, and 301 from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 885 persons. The census reported that 98.3% of the population lived in households and 1.7% were institutionalized. There were 3,276 households, out of which 902 had children under the age of 18 living in them. 1,220 were opposite-sex married couples living together. 478 had a female householder with no husband present. 156 had a male householder with no wife present. There were 206 unmarried opposite-sex partnerships, and 52 same-sex married couples or partnerships. 1,132 households were made up of individuals and 498 had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.21. There were 1,854 families. The average family size was 2.82. The population was spread out with 1,515 people under the age of 18, 471 people aged 18 to 24, 1,587 people aged 25 to 44, 2,525 people aged 45 to 64, and 1,281 people who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 46.1 years. For every 100 females there were 79.9 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 76.7 males. There were 3,465 housing units at an average density of 1,870.0 per square mile, of which 52.9% were owner-occupied and 47.1% were occupied by renters. The homeowner vacancy rate was 0.7%, the rental vacancy rate was 4.2%. 53.7% of the population lived in owner-occupied housing units and 44.5% lived in rental housing units. The median income for a household in the city was $60,322, and the median income for a family was $74,020. The median per capita income for the city was $29,470. For comparison, statewide California median per capita income in the 2010 census was $27,885. 2000. As of the census of 2000, there were 7,774 people, 3,250 households, and 1,953 families residing in the city. The population density was 4,139 square mi. There were 3,321 housing units at an average density of 1,768 square mi. The racial makeup of the city was 89.85% white, 0.66% African American, 0.78% Native American, 1.52% Asian, 0.10% Pacific Islander, 3.86% from other races, and 3.23% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 9.26% of the population. There were 3,250 households, out of which 31.8% included children under the age of 18 in the house, 41.5% were married couples living together, 14.2% were led by a female householder with no husband present, and 39.9% were other living arrangements. 31.8% of all households were made up of a single individual, and 14.3% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.33 and the average family size was 2.95. For the most part, the population is spread out across the age groups, although the young adult population is drastically lower than the other groups, indicating that most young people leave, at least temporarily. The reasons for this are probably a combination of the high cost of living and the lack of other young adults. The percent distribution on the 2000 census by age was as follows: 23.6% under the age of 18, 7.4% from 18 to 24, 25.0% from 25 to 44, 27.6% from 45 to 64, and 16.5% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 42 years. For every 100 females there were 81.1 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 75.3 males. The median income for a household in the city was $46,436, and the median income for a family was $55,792. Males had a median income of $40,538 versus $32,399 for females. The per capita income for the city was $22,881. Government. Local. The city council consists of 5 members, each serving 4-year terms. The city's laws are enforced by the Sebastopol Police Department. City council races are not partisan, so each member does not officially represent any party. However, since 2000 there has been a decent amount of attention given to the individual party membership of city council members in Sebastopol. This happened because in 2000, with the election of Craig Litwin and Sam Spooner to the city council, the town had a Green Party majority, or would have, if city council races were partisan. This was only the second time this had ever happened in California, the first being the town of Arcata, California in 1996. As this indicates, Sebastopol tends to support environmental policies. In 1986, the citizens approved an initiative declaring Sebastopol a nuclear-free zone. The town does not use pesticides in city landscaping. And several years back, when the police needed a new vehicle, the city council voted to purchase a hybrid instead of a standard police car. Current issues facing the city include a high cost of living and ongoing difficulties with traffic. The current city council members are Patrick Slater, Mayor; Sarah Glade Gurney, Vice Mayor; John Eder, Una Glass; Robert Jacob. About former Mayor Robert Jacob. In December 2013, the city council selected Robert Jacob to the mayoral post. Jacob, the owner of 2 medical marijuana dispensaries in Sonoma County, is believed to be the first American mayor to be involved in the industry. State and federal. In the California state legislature, Sebastopol is in the 10th Assembly District, represented by Democrat Mark Levine, and California's 2nd State Senate District. Federally, Sebastopol is in California's 2nd Congressional District, represented by Democrat Jared Huffman. Sister cities: Chihyran, Ukraine; Takeo, Japan. Places of interest: Sebastopol, while small, has several points of interest. Luta Burbank Gold Ridge Experiment Farm, Guayaki Sustainable Rainforest Products, Inc. World Headquarters, the historic Hogan Building, Petaluma Avenue. This was the powerhouse for the Petaluma and Santa Rosa Railroad, an electric railway. The first cars were run over the line in 1904, and the later named Hogan Building, built of stone from a local quarry, is one of the few in the area that made it through the 1906 earthquake. West County Museum, operated by the Western Sonoma County Historical Society in the former Petaluma and Santa Rosa Railroad passenger depot on Main Street. George A. Strout House, located on Florence Avenue. Ives Park, summer home of the Sonoma County Repertory Theater. Ragla Ranch Regional Park. Joe Rodota Trail, West County Trail, Laguna de Santa Rosa. Florence Avenue is the home of Patrick Amiot's Junk Art. Sebastopol Community Cultural Center offers a wide variety of events and activities for all interests. Sebastopol Arts Center offers events and activities in visual, performing, literary and film arts. Sebastopol is home to a Michelin-starred restaurant, K&L Bistro on Main Street.